Hi. If I did this right, today's presentation will air just in time for Independence Day. And Independence Day and a couple of other things are what I want to talk about today. And fair warning, all I'm going to do today is talk. And remember, we are on the range, so please bear with gunfire you hear in the background. The official name of the holiday is Independence Day, but it gets the moniker of the 4th of July or just the 4th. And there's a couple of problems with that. A long time ago, there was a comedian who called himself Gallagher. And he said that if he were president, he would ensure that never again did a big holiday like the 4th of July fall on a Wednesday. Well, this year it'll be on a Thursday. And not only is that a good idea, but it's precedented. Remember that Memorial Day is the 4th Monday in May. Labor Day is the 1st Monday in September, so you always have the 3-day weekend. You could just as easily make Independence Day the 1st Monday in July, especially since, and sources don't agree with each other, but there are some sources that claim that the Declaration of Independence was not actually ratified on the 4th. The problem, however, with that is our propensity for calling Independence Day the 4th of July. You could easily have the conversation, hey, what day does Independence Day fall on this year? Oh, that'll be on Monday the 1st. But it would sound a little silly to say, what day is the 4th of July on this year? Probably the 4th of July. Which brings me to the topic of a couple of other holidays. Now, I don't want to go into the long rendition of why. But certain holidays do need to be on a certain date, such as Christmas really does need to be on December 25th, and New Year's Day really does need to be on January 1st. But another holiday, which is one of my favorites, Halloween, doesn't necessarily need to be on October 31st. All Saints' Day is November 1st, therefore the day prior to that, All Hallows' Eve, or Halloween, is October 31st. But we could just as easily celebrate that on the last Saturday in October. If we did, in my opinion, there would be some benefits, such as public school employees wouldn't have to deal with a bunch of ramped-up kids on Halloween. Businesses like restaurants or bars or nightclubs that wanted to have a Halloween party could have more business. If your Halloween party isn't actually on Halloween, it loses a little bit of steam. And when Halloween is on a Saturday instead of a Thursday like it will be this year, you'll just have more patrons. I keep track of how many trick-or-treaters come to my house, and I found that when Halloween is on a Friday or a Saturday, the number of trick-or-treaters is fully double what it is if Halloween is on any other day of the week. And no, I don't mean it doubles from 3 to 6. I mean it doubles from 50 to 100. So if you had Halloween on the last Saturday of October, you'd have more businesses making more money, better for the economy, and in my perception, you'd have more people out there having more fun. A win-win. And that brings us right back to Independence Day. Everything I just said were obviously my opinions. And Independence Day is when we celebrate things like our freedoms and our rights. Two big rights I want to address are my right to sit here and tell you my opinion, and YouTube's right to demonetize me for doing it. But in talking about Independence Day and rights and freedoms, I have to point out that although we declared independence in 1776. That isn't when we got independence. The Revolutionary War went on for another 7 years. We talk about rights. The Bill of Rights was ratified 13 years after the Declaration of Independence, but it's still that declaration that set all of those things in motion. And when it comes to things like freedoms and rights, there are some very important things. This is freedom. This is freedom. But with these freedoms come responsibilities. You have to exercise these freedoms and rights in a responsible way. Which brings me to the topic of fireworks. Now, I live in a state where any kind of really meaningful firework is prohibited. But if you live where fireworks are obtainable and you choose to participate in such things, there are some things I want to say about that. I'm of the opinion that wearing eye pro isn't really necessary when shooting rifles at paper targets. But when blowing up fireworks, I am a big supporter of hearing protection and eye protection. Not only that, I would advise, have a fire extinguisher on hand. You don't want to end up with a nickname like Lefty or Three-Fingered Jack or Popeye or the dumbass kid who burned down his neighborhood. You have to exercise those freedoms and rights responsibly. And in talking about freedoms and rights and responsibilities, you only really have those rights and freedoms which you can defend. and we defend those freedoms with our voices and our votes, both of which have to be used frequently and responsibly. And I am steadfastly of the opinion that if you frequently and responsibly exercise the rights of your voice and your vote, that will preclude the need to defend your rights with your rifle. So the real bottom line is, exercise your freedoms and rights, do so responsibly. Thanks for watching, and happy Independence Day.